Alright, so it's finals season, which means that it's the time where most college students go to die, and they try to make it through a couple of tests that they should have been preparing for, but probably have not been. All semester. Now, some finals in college are not going to be tests. Some of them are going to be projects that you work on for the entirety of the semester, which is actually what the majority of, from my experience, and this is completely anecdotal, but from my experience, that's what the majority of finals are here in America. So what I thought I would do is I thought I'd be generous and give you guys 5 tips on how to survive finals, because I've been doing this for so long you might as well just call me a career college student. So, alright, so first, for tests. First, prepare. Prepare, prepare. Nothing is worse than getting to a test, especially one that could determine your grade, and some of these final tests are pretty heavy in the points section. And you do not want to go up to them unprepared or underprepared, because believe me, you will probably fail. I'm not trying to sound pessimistic, I'm just telling you the truth, and that is, well, some college students can pull it off somehow, some way, but don't try to be them unless you want to fail and give your parents the heart attack of all heart attacks, and they'll get so pissed off at you that they may or may not have an aneurysm. The next point that I want to talk to you about is do not stay up for a week. Do not sleep. Do not stay up for a week without sleep when preparing for your finals. My freshman year at the university that I was attending at that time was quite literally handing out Red Bulls to people who were studying at the library, because they knew that people were not going to sleep for days. And when people did sleep, they slept for like 3 hours. And yes, they did it right there in the library. So unless you want to look like you've been sloshed for 5 days, I suggest you do not do that. And the third thing that I want to talk to you guys about test finals is do not cram all your studying into one day. Just don't. Look at your things periodically throughout the semester, and if it's cumulative, or if the final is cumulative, if you've got your tests, assuming you've had multiple tests and you got them and they were returned to you, and you can see the answers, or what was right and wrong, look at those. Seriously, look at those. You want to look at those. Some college professors will actually take some college professors will take questions that were on previous exams and just put them on the finals. So you should really look at your previous exams. So for the final 2 points that I'm going to talk about regard final projects. The fourth point for being prepared for your finals is do not cram your all your work for your finals into one day. It's just going to look it's just going to look horrible. You're probably going to get a failing grade, and the last thing that you want is a stain on your grade or in the grade book, especially if you are struggling already, and even if you're not, if you don't do well on your final projects, that can knock you down a letter grade. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. And the final thing that you should do about final projects is don't freak out over them. Spread them out over a long period of time. Talk to your professor about them if you are worried or if you're confused about something. Oh, and by the way, this goes for final essays as well. If you contact your professors about any question or about the finals, and if you have any questions, or if you want them to review your work thus far, send them an email. Many of them will give you critiques if you're upfront and you ask them to critique your work when they've got time. Yeah, there is a chance that they probably will. And if you do that earlier in the semester, you're going to be feeling a lot less rushed. And or when you're working on you're going to feel a lot less rushed when the due date is coming, because you're not going to be scrambling to put together your work. Alright, so that's my 5 tips on how to survive and not die during finals week. Hope you all have found that video helpful, possibly a little bit interesting. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe. That way. Yeah, it's that way. And see you guys next time. Bye.